The events of the last 16 years has been going on. That I've taken time to illustrate on the internet. And over the years, I've done the little I can to bring it to the attention of those that will be much more effective in taking care of it. And I'm sure that they've gotten my report, they've gotten everything. I'm just waiting to see how they handle it. One aspect of it that I do think that people don't understand is how it relates to them. I took out a little time to illustrate here that all that glitters is not good. It's not as good as it sounds. So if you are one of those who assume that you're having fun, or that you live in ignorance of not knowing actually what's going on, it's better you listen to me on what I have to say about this here, and know how you deal with such a situation. If you don't know, then you ask. I have this up there, but the situation is somehow, it's kind of, sometimes, who was that I would say something? It was something you want to avoid, something you try to ignore, something you pretend that doesn't exist. But at the end of the day, it's still there for you to confront. That's the thing. Sometimes it's like, most of the time it's like that. Most of the time it's really like that. And in this kind of situation, what you do, or that do what you're supposed to do, even if sometimes it's against your principles, because that's the most difficult situation, when you have to do something that's against your principles simply because you've got to do it. And so there is this tendency for me to notice some of the bullshit that is going on around me. I want to make this step, but our bullshit tries to keep itself relevant, so that's not avoiding it. Now, relevant is the watchword. Being relevant is the watchword, man. Some crazy shit going on, and some people want to take credit, and they know they want to be relevant. And what was that someone called it and said that it's 15 minutes of fame, And this one is not even 15 minutes of, this is 4.5 minutes of fame that they are all looking for. I don't know how to go about it, and then some of the time I try to do something, in order to display that there is what they call the untouched sheet, untouched sheet, and the difference. Because in life, we all don't have to have that herd mentality, walking like sheep to the slaughter, all of every other person, going in the same direction all the time. There has to be some who are going left, and there has to be some who are going south, and there has to be some who are going east, and there has to be some who are going north. That's the essence of existence. That's why we have free will. When every person has been programmed to act in one fashion, that's fascism. That's fascism. And those don't play along with me, never. I'm that kind of a person who's got that detached opinion. Detach myself from myself in order to have an objective analysis of a situation. And some people do claim the second person pronoun. But me, I claim the third person. Yeah. I do claim the third person pronoun. I do put myself in the he, she, it shoe. Not me, we. That kind of a thing. Not I or we. I come from that distance, from the me, from the he, she, it. So most of the time when I'm talking, when I'm discussing, you might be looking around for the person who I'm referring to, not realizing that I'm actually talking about myself. Well, that's life. In any case, there have been jargons and slangs and what do you call it, that goes on a daily basis. That if you're not observant or conversant, or if you're one of the clowns that are so much interested in having some fun, and then you must have had some enough vocabulary on your diary, on your library, for you to that you might think or that you might want to associate yourself with. I just want to tell you that I wrote something on the internet, posted it on the internet as homophones, homophones. We have hormones, we have homosexuals, and we have homophobia. We also have homophones, There's words from different languages that sound alike, but mean completely different things. Here in Igbo land, you might have a word that in Igbo language that sounds like a word in Yoruba language, or like a word in House language. But the thing is, when you go for the meaning of that word in both languages, you find out that they mean very different things. But in this joke, in this among the joke of the clowns, this homophones is the principal language. Because many of the people want to be, there's an advert on television, Don Priest, you know, so, and then they say, it's me, it's me, it's me, it's me. Most of the people, they want to be, you mean, Jesus, you know, I wrote about Jesus Charles. I want to be Jesus Charles. It's me, it's me, it's me, it's me, it's me. Wherever I go, it's just the same. And no difference. And the problem is, I want the bullshit to stop. Now these people who are going about pretending, posing, like it is me, they are creating problems for me, even if they don't realize it. They are my personal enemies. I've had this shit going on for 16 years and I want it to be over and done with. And when someone is claiming that it is me, and then I have to come and differentiate, you know, show what's the meaning of Unterschied. Show the difference all the time. Serves, you know, goes in it as part of the entertainment. I don't like this shit. I don't want the bullshit, and I want to be done with it. But you know, fools will continue to be fools. Clowns are made by clowning, you know. So this homophones that they're talking about, I've been in Europe for a long time, 18 years counting. No, 18 years plus. So you don't have to count again because I'm back home. Throughout those years, I've been to different countries. I've been to France, I've been to Spain, I've been to Germany, I've been to Luxembourg. Yeah. I've lived around with people who from Italy. In fact, the Italian language and the Spanish language are quite similar. And then I've got the English and Igbo languages with me. And you know what? In these homophones, there is the mixture of all these languages of places where I've been. You know? There is a kind of selection of words that might mean something in this language and means another thing in the other language and mean another thing in the third language. They will bring it up. And then it will have to be some kind of a puzzle for you to sort out what exactly is do they mean and what they're being said. At the end of the day, you will never ever arrive conclusively at the meaning of what is being said. I have to give you an example. We have this. There's this one. Aquí no tiene. Aquí no. Okay, this is completely Spanish. Aquí no tiene nada. This is completely Spanish. Now let's see. Todo mundo können die Wahrheit. Todo mundo können die Wahrheit. Now this is Spanish and German. Plus English, because you also have war as an English word. I was in prison in Germany, and in the evening you will hear some boys, whether they are under pressure or what, I don't know. but they'll be shouting from their room, Eswa, 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 Eswa. If you're an Englishman and you hear Eswa, then what you notice that, what you conclude is there's a war going on. There's a battle, there's a fight going on. But that's not what it means. Eswa is a German word, and it means it's truth. The Spanish word has it as verdad. The English word has it as truth or veracity. So when they say Eswa, I mean it's truth, it's real, that kind of a thing. When you normally, when you approach them and ask them what do they mean, they say Eswa, Eswa. And then they will raise their hands for say Eswa, like it's a fight, that kind of a thing. And then you have something like French and the Spanish and the English and the German. And it keeps scanning. Let me remember. There are so many of them. Maybe I lost count. So much and I forgot. And we have so many of them that they frame up. And something that is worrisome is this language has penetrated into this program, and the Nigerians, Africa, people from other languages now who've gotten this implant, this virus in themselves, and now they hear voices in their heads. They hear these words that are being spoken, and they don't know what the meaning is. They simply gaze. This might what it means. This might be what it means. Es nicht mi mboma. Es nicht mi bomba. There was once that I read that when I was in prison, so that I have not even added to the I'm not added to the library. But it will be. I'll do that someday. It's so much that the idiot that is talking on the voice that is talking in their hairs will try to give the impression that it is trying to clarify the very things that I'm doing from the very things that is going on around me, so that they will know what I was doing, the ones that I did, and the ones that I did not do. But I've checked that voice sometimes, and I've realized that it just mixes things up when it wants. I wrote about it on the internet. That's Truth Overwhelmed. You are very smart. And that's what I said. That's what I called it. It's a verse in Bruce life form. Truth Overwhelmed, you are very smart. And among the verses there, I said that so they mixed that which is here. When it suits, they call it theirs. When it suits again, they call it mine. You see? And why? because I can't live a day. I can't live one more day to see this program stopped. As I'm fighting for it to stop. So all these guys, all this gaga, you know. You have Putin now. Now it's Gaga. It is Gaga. So all this uploading and downloading of people and environments and situations and events. It simply meant to prolong the program, because once they acknowledge the very entity, the very person that they are following up and down, then the next thing will be stop it. That has been my my demand right from the word go. Like a page that was on the internet, I made it plain and clear that this is my single demand, that it must have to stop. I don't know how an idiot can go on trying to program somebody, claiming for whatever purpose, and at the same time trying to disguise it to make it look like it's not the very person that is following about that is following, you know. And then when the person is demanding that he stop following him, he'll point out at some other issues, some other persons, some other entities, some other locations. And then, when the person, that person turns around, he will say, hey, he has turned around. When the person sneezes, he says, he has sneezed. When the person puts the earphone on his ear to listen to the music, that guy is listening to the music, to his music. When when the person picks up something that he posted on the internet to discuss it or to contemplate on it, that guy is using this contemplating on his data. You know, all those kind of things. Why the bullshit? Why all these guys? People know about this, and I've said it all the time, and I'm tired of all the bullshit, and I don't want the carriage. You know, I can't carry any idiot. So I can't carry any idiot, man. Especially idiots who doesn't realize the efforts that I've put in place to stop this bullshit. Who think that they've gotten a freebie, they are on a roller coaster, you know, kind of a thing. This is shit for me. I don't want it, and I want it to stop. Fought it for 16 years, been to jail, done everything that I can do, exposed a lot of things and a lot of people, you know, established the source from where all those information is coming from. But it's kind of a problem for, you know, law enforcement agents. But the reality is when presidents of countries are not satisfied with the position of office they are occupying, they also want to, you know, to have to partake in the street show, you know. It was Bob Marley who said it on Pimpers Paradise. The Pimpers Paradise, that's what she was, versus was that. Yeah, the verse is simple past paradise. You understand what I mean? These are people who've got their own positions in life and who should exhibit characters that should be emulated. But instead, they are clowning, trying to fit themselves into where they do not belong. They're trying to make this program that they're trying to make it palatable, for the person who is in it. Well, I'm not a Kardashian, They can have a Kardashian in the show, and then even Kardashians, they're making money from doing nothing, I just can't have an empty fame. If anybody is looking for his cheap fame, that person should go out and get it. I'm not the umbrella where you come in to have your 4.5 minutes of fame. I'm not the umbrella. So all these people who are running around, there are so many of them. They didn't start here, I have a litany. I have a litany of names of people who want to assume that fake imagery that they are Je suis Charlie, when they don't even know Charlie self, talk less of Je suis. They don't know Je suis self, talk less of Charlie. But they're all running around trying to be what they are not. As for what purpose? What's there to gain? All the people who I've known over the years that have tried to fit themselves in, I want to know what was it that they got? What was it that they gained? Some money? Some fame? None of them had any fame, because I try my very best. For all of them, I try my very best to take away any atom of fame that they might get from this bullshit. And instead, I add to their I add up to their infamy, man. However, the reality is, people who want cheap fame, they don't care. They don't care of which. Oh man, this is shit. Now these people looking for this cheap fame, they don't care where that fame came from. They don't care from which axis the fame is coming from. Whether it's from the negative side or from the positive side, they don't care, A lot of them, people that I've met out there, they just want to confront, they just want a situation whereby there's a confrontation in order to be relevant. They want a situation where I have to confront them, or that they have to confront me, so that we will have issues, and then they will be relevant in this joke. Because if I totally ignore you, then you might not be relevant. People wouldn't know you. But when, hey, ahora es aquí Schlagbit, that kind of a thing. Ahora aquí es get Schlag. Then who who then is who is invited, who's the competitor, and then your name goes in. Yes. And so I've seen it all, so I try to avoid all those things. Those people who want to achieve their 4.5 minutes of fame by all means. Let them be, even when they do things that I normally should confront them with. Because I wouldn't invariably allow you to use me as your stepping stone to your infamy. Or your fame, whichever. I'm not satisfied. This bullshit that's gotten it into their heads. And now people who've gotten all this virus in their heads, they are trying. Oh man, you've got this virus in your head, and you are being told what to do. You are hearing things, and now you're pushing yourself up as a deal, as the real thing. Could you imagine a situation whereby you are supposed to be in a psychiatric getting treatment because hearing voices in your head is a form of mental illness? It's a form of mental illness that has cured with drugs. I've been in the psychiatric. I spent 5 years. I spent 5 years in the psychiatric. I spent 4 years and 5 months, and then I spent 7 months. Plus 1 month. No, yeah, plus 1 month. That's 5 years and 1 month that I spent in the psychiatric. Being forced to take drugs. So that this thing that I'm complaining about will go away. But it is still there because I'm not mentally sick. Inside the psychiatry, I saw people who hear voices in their head. When they take drugs, those voices, they won't hear them again. The voices disappear. When they stop taking the drug, they start hearing those voices again. And so it's a form of mental illness. But some people see it as if that there are those who see it even that they are the chosen. Oh God. They look at it with the favorable light, you know. Something you should be very worried about. And they're comfortable with it. Ah man. I cannot be comfortable in a very uncomfortable, you know. I cannot be comfortable in hell. No way, not me. If you want to make hell your palace where you enjoy yourself, go on. But man, hell is hot for me. Man. It's not a place to be. This is how I see it, and this is why I've been out to see that this bullshit stops. If it can't stop with all of you, all of those people out there, then it has to stop with me because they're getting all these information that they are pushing into your head from me. From me, that's the thing. That's why they don't want to stop. They don't want to listen to me. Should they stop picking all these informations that they are relaying to you? Should they stop picking it from me? Then you stop getting all those bullshit that you're getting, all those fake news and all for whatever that you're receiving. You stop getting them. Or if they push it to some other person or some other information, will be so different. That everyone will notice it immediately that It's not coming from the original source, but it's now coming from somewhere else. It's not from a place. Oh. It looks like I have had enough. Don't have enough storage space for this, so I should transfer it to some other place. To my SD card then. So as I was saying, this whole thing, it won't stop until there is a will to put a stop to it. This whole thing that has turned into public entertainment, but it's actually a very vicious way of penetrating people's privacy in order to monitor and control them. A very vicious way of penetrating people's privacy, because I know very much that all the things that is happening to me can also happen to any of all these people who've gotten this virus in themselves. They know what I'm thinking. They know what I'm doing. They know even how my internal system operates. They know even how my internal system operates. In other words, there's nothing that is hidden. Even though that they are not relaying everything they know to you. But the fact is, they have much more knowledge of me than I have of myself. And that's the same situation that every other person that's gotten this virus in themselves, that's the situation for them too. The only difference is, I knew this, and I know the extent, the magnitude of the problem, and I took personal precaution to preserve myself, to protect myself from it. And so I could say that yes, even though that they know everything that I'm doing, it will be difficult for them to control me, because I know that is what they are after, how to control me, to make me do some things that they would like me to do. Now, if you are not in that position as I am in, and you think, oh, you're just hearing voices in your head, you are in a very big trouble. Because why? They can easily manipulate you like you are a device, and they have the remote control in their hand. And you are an electronic device, and they have the remote control in their hands. They can turn you on and off at any time. They can send you east or west at any time. They can turn you up or down at any time. They can, oh man. And the worst part of it is, you don't know. That's my major mission. To let people know the extent of the problem, so that they know how to protect themselves from it. Because it is not about entertainment. This entertainment is just a complete side show of the whole, something that will oh God. Something that will put you to sleep while they are doing what they're doing. Something to take your attention away while they are at what they're doing. I know the extent of the level of manipulations they've tried on me. The level of manipulations that they've tried on me. So much I can actually predict what they would do, what's coming next from what they did the last time. I can predict where they are going to come in next from the one that they did before. And I'm able to do that because I know what purpose this is for and was about. It's not just about exposing it. It's knowing the mission. It's not about knowing that this is the thing. It's knowing what they are after, so that you can, as I did, preserve myself. You can also do that too. It can come with some hardship, man. It's nothing is easy. Yes, of course. There'll be some things that you might want to be. You might go for. You might be an applicant, a job applicant, going for a job interview. Your boss who is interviewing you, who will give you the job, might be interviewing you, and he will hear a voice in his head that says, don't accept him. And bingo. That's the end of it for you. You have to go home. Because that your boss will do that which that voice tell him in his head to do. As that you're supposed to be boss. And then you will be without job. You still continue to be looking for a job when you should have gotten one. But maybe because you weren't obeying, you weren't following up for what the programmers are trying to do with you. They use other sources to make life unbearable for you. This is my experience. This is my experience. And so if you want to preserve yourself, if you want to protect yourself from it, you have to also prepare for all these contingencies. Because did they try? They tried so much on me. They tried so much on me. And the voices, you get all these voices speaking in your head, telling you what I'm doing now. I don't hear them. I don't hear those voices. I could count how many times I've had voices in my head. One is in Luxembourg, 2014. And that was in around the end of September 2014. I was in prison, tried suicide, and I was taken to the hospital so that the wound that I have on my head, that they could stitch it. And after they stitched that wound, I started hearing voices in my head. Hearing voices, people shouting and shouting and shouting and shouting. After that, it stopped. The next time I heard voices in my head was when they were interviewing me. When the police in Ladenburg was interviewing me, because I recorded a statement, I recorded a discussion I had with one man working for their town council. I posted it on the internet, and he reported me to the police because it is a breach of privacy. A breach of privacy. That's what they called it. And I went to the police to give my statement. While I was at the police station, they shouted in my head, Bundes Police, that's federal police. whether to mollify me or whatever, because I was recording that statement that I was giving to the police. It's an oral statement. I was recording it with my phone without their knowledge. They shouted in my head, "Bundes police." I came out and I checked the tape, the transcripts. It wasn't on the phone. It wasn't on the recordings. So if it's, but I was able to catch every other thing that happened inside the room, the police station, that was being said, and I didn't hear that one that was so loud that it reverberated inside the room. My phone did not catch it, then it must have been spoken in my head. That was the second time. And the third time was while I was in prison in Mannheim. The second time happened, this was July 2016. And the third one was in Mannheim, while I was in Mannheim prison in September 2017. I heard a voice, one voice say, and that was even speaking Igbo self. Say, oh, Ulus go gonna hope. How did that one say that? He said that Ulus go gonna hope. As per say, I heard it and I jumped up from my bed and shouted. You know, like the person talking in my head was standing in front of me. I shouted and that confronted it, and bingo, it disappeared. Let's hear it again. That was the 3 times I've had voices in my head. But some people they get updates every minute. Every minute they have a new update on a daily basis. They enjoy it. If you're hearing voices in your head, it's not something to celebrate. It's actually a problem, and it's being used to control you, to keep you sedated. The solution is to rise up, start asking questions, start complaining, start laying reports. If there should be a global collective effort, then I'm sure this is going on. The people behind it are the secret services, the world's most powerful secret services. They are the ones behind it. The world's most powerful secret services. They are the ones that is behind all this. They've not perfected the system. They are still working on it. And I'm sure they've not gotten every other person in their supercomputer. So they are still implanting people. And that billions of people have this virus in their bodies. It's not it's not only you. Don't pretend like it is only you. It is not only you. It's not a secluded thing. It's not a mental illness. It's a physical problem that is being caused by physical people. If you don't stop it, either you might end up being controlled or being blackmailed. Are the two things about it. If you are not controlled, they can't control you, then they will use the information they gathered from you to blackmail you. What about exposing every little thing about me on the internet does not I wasn't a fool. I wasn't a fool. In my place in Igbo land, we have a saying that when you go agwibi, okay, making it, okay, one autumn. When you go agwibi, get making it, okay, bottom. So I have to expose everything so that they wouldn't have something that they could blackmail me with, since they are unable to control me. There is absolutely nothing. So you are this, or you are that, or you are that, or you are that, or you are into this, or you are that. Stop believing in a lie. Stop thinking that if you keep it quiet, if you pretend that it is not happening, then it is well. It is not well, because you are in it. Your children will be soon in it. Your children's children will soon be in it. Think about it, a world whereby it becomes a norm. Ouch! It becomes a norm that your private thoughts, your most secret thoughts, is read by some people in some secret room somewhere and stored in data that has your file, in a file that has your name on it, to be brought up anytime that it is needed. Hello? I don't know if people realize the extent of the problem they're facing. You have your phone, you have got a PIN card, a PIN number. Some even use their fingerprints to lock their phone, so that another person wouldn't have access to the information that is on their phone. You have your computer, you have a firewall so that it wouldn't be hacked, so the information is exposed. When government hacks into your phone or into your email or into your computer, you complain. The United States, they go about complaining, blah, 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 blah. But now your own brain is hacked. Your own brain is hacked. And it is entertainment. It is fun. It is something to enjoy. And when they hack your computer, it's something you go to court for and file a litigation. God. Hi, man. I know tired, I lie you. Reason them now. Just reason them. It's something to carry placards so and demonstrate on the streets. So it's something to hold all these politicians and all these because they are all very well aware of it. Your politicians and your military and secret service personnel, those are visible ones. Something to hold them responsible for. Because why? Humanity is being enslaved. That very basic thing that is in the personal domain of every human being is being taken away from them. The last thing that you could lay your claim on, your private thoughts, is being taken away from you. And now you'll be judged not by your actions, but even by your thoughts, which even the Bible condemns. Which even the Bible condemns. Yes, the Bible said that a man might curse a king in the privacy of his bedroom. As the king did not hear it, that one no be problem. In every law court in this whole wide world, your motive is only joy to when there is an action. Without an action, there is no motive. I argued it in the courts in both Mannheim and Heidelberg, because they are trying to accuse me of something that I did. Something I did not do, but they're trying to claim that I did it. Intention. I did not see you, and then I wounded you. I did not see you, and I wounded you, and then you are trying to tell me that I intended to wound you when I didn't see you. I went to prison for that too. But it's against the law it's against German law, In my case, it's Aguno will say jail him, and that's the end of the day. We'll go to jail. Aguno say free him, make him free. They will free him. Aguno will talk in their head. This thing is in. I've been some people as judges. Doffer in Germany, the judge who after 4 years and 5 months, the judge who asked me to go after 4 years and 5 months in the psychiatrist, he displayed that he had the implant in his head. A prosecutor, what's that name? The one that we had a shouting contest with. She displayed that she had it. The doctor, what is that? It's makeup. She displayed that she had it. I did not. Come on. I can count. That is, I alone can count up to more than 100 to 200 people that I have seen. I alone that I have seen, both Europeans, both Africans, that have this thing in their head. The ones that I had personal dealings with. Not to talk of those who, I'm not talking about those who passed me on across the road. Because while I was in Luxembourg, oh man. While I was in Luxembourg, it was a jamboree. I That was young people, young girls and young boys. 14 years, 15 years. Showing me that they know what's going on. If I could count all those ones too, I would got like tens of thousands of people. And I'm very 100% sure that's got this virus in them. And so why would you keep quiet? It's somebody now who's doing something bad that will have to be afraid. If you're not doing anything bad, why should you fear? That's a lazy man's excuse. That's a lame man's excuse. Your privacy is the basic thing you own in this life. You don't own nothing else. Especially privacy of thoughts. If you lose it, you've lost everything. And people are celebrating losing it. Tells you where the world we are in is going. And they are comfortable with it. Tells you the kind of society we are in today. Been here in Nigeria, there is one. Hello. Here, there are signs. This one is freezer. When you see someone doing this one is freezer. This one baba. When you see holding hands together like this one align it's square. When you see someone holding hands like this, I couldn't get this with my hands. Then when you see one touching his oblokosh, his dick, the way Michael Jackson used to touch it now. That one is also his language. It's a dick. And when you see another touching nyash, his ass. That one is homophone now, because they get ace now in London. They also get ass, and they also get utai, backside, you know. Germany, a backside, utai is backside, and utai is also means judgments. Watai. Yes, the old part. And then there are the ones who wipe their eye. Shine your eyes. I'm not even included the ones who touch the nose, touch your nose, touch it. How do they come about all these things? Yeah, it's how could people be so conversant with a situation but pretend that situation is not happening? I can't just reconcile myself with it. How is it possible? Look, let me be plain. If you don't know, if you don't know what ought to be, I think I do know. And I'm not complaining because the problem is on my head. I'm complaining because that's what I should do, even if another person is inside this kind of situation. I don't do things because I'm involved. I do things because that is how those things, that thing has to be done. That's me. That's how life ought to be. I learned from the right school. That's how I conditioned my life to be. I don't think it is. I don't see it as much of a mystery that I was singled out for this. Because my life is completely in contrast to all this bullshit going on. My life philosophy, my perspectives, my idea, my principles, my idea of existence is completely in contrast with this type of bullshit. I wrote this in 8 square, man. Wrote them down in 8 square, man. I've tried as much as I can. I've done my best. The rest is for them who the ball is now on their court. I read the Nigerian embassy. I read the foreign ministry, Nigerian foreign ministry. I read the Nigerian interior ministry. Why did I have to inform those words? Because I feel that the embassy is trying to jettison the duties that they are supposed to do. I know that situation is not going to stop unless it is stopped. And the federal government has every right to question. In fact, the ball is on the court of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. But the problem is, who is the Federal Republic of Nigeria, sir? Is it the federal government or the National Assembly? Those jokers, you think anything is going to come out of it? Hey, it's this kind of thing that raises the status of a country. It's this kind of issue that raises the status of a country. But our country will always do it the way they normally do their thing. You know? Use it to embarrass themselves further. But after going more quadraism, I've done my part. And so there's no atom of blame that is on me because I've done the very things that I should do about it. I've even exceeded what should be done. The rest now is left for the federal government of this country that is called Nigeria to do. Should they do it, good and fine. Should they not do it, na their wahala, na their problem. I'm done. Finished.